All right, St. Paul, Minnesota. It's hot today. 90 degrees. Give the stream some time. Hello, everybody. There you go. I went live on the wrong Facebook page. Big apologies. Wrong page. Hello, Lisa. Hello, everybody. We're getting up there. Gotta walk up the hill to the Capitol. There we go. Yo, what up? New stream. Hello. We're getting up there. I'm gonna be standing in the shade. I drink plenty of water. We had softball yesterday. We're getting up there, y'all. Everybody check in. We're in St. Paul, Minnesota. Walking up to there right now. Got the Union Trucks, local Teamsters truck here too. Oh. I'm gonna rotate this. Everybody check into the stream. Where y'all tuned in from? This is St. Paul, Minnesota. A lot of people standing in the shade. It's gonna be a beautiful day to take batting practice. What up, Ontario?
Put your hand together, just warm up a little clapping with us, y'all. Yeah, come
on. Hey guys, St. Paul, Minnesota. How are you all doing?
What's going on?
Hey, give me a plus if the stream is stable. We're going no mic setup because it's kind of hot today. We're going to be cooking today in the stream. It's going to be hot. Be a hot stream.
One more time. Let's give it up for Johnny Brown and his group.
Thank you, members.
All right, brothers, sisters, siblings, welcome to your state capital. Thank you for coming out this afternoon to demonstrate that Minnesota's labor movement, made up of working people from diverse professions, is united against Donald Trump and Elon Musk's relentless assault on working people in our unions. My name is Bernie Burnham. I'm an educator by trade, and I'm proud to serve as the
awesome. Thank you for the plus,
Minnesota AFL-CIO. The federation of more than 1,000 local unions who represent over 300,000 workers in every corner of our state. We are the labor movement shared voice, and today we are raising our voice as loud as we can. We are here because our rights and freedoms as workers are under attack. Our rights and freedoms are under attack by an administration that says they are for working people, all while putting hundreds of thousands of federal workers out of a job. They say they're for working people while gutting worker safety standards. They say they're for working people while trying to divide workers based on what we look like, where we live, where we were born, by making words
Share
like
to all the
diversity,
groups on Facebook,
inclusion,
guys.
and equity dirty words.
Help me out.
They divide us so they can get away with cutting taxes for billionaires, bust unions, pay us as little as possible, and taking away health care from millions of Americans by destroying Medicaid. And guess what? These attacks aren't just happening at the federal level. Right here in Minnesota, Republicans are pursuing their own anti-worker agenda by trying to burden working people with a $500 million subsidy for large health insurance companies. However, we are fighting back with the support of allies such as Governor Walz and DFLers who are working to ensure, that billionaires and corporations pay their fair share to make healthcare more affordable. And while we're fighting back as a united labor movement, organizing through our unions, working people are fighting Donald Trump and Elon Musk in the courts. And just like today, working people are fighting in the streets, and in just a few minutes we're going to show them Minnesota's largest picket line. But first, we're going to hear from Minnesotans directly impacted by these attacks. From day one of this administration, federal workers have been on the chopping block. These are the people who keep our food, medicines, workplaces, and so much more safe. And these are the people who take care of our veterans. Our next speaker is one of those workers. Please welcome VA nurse and president of AFGE Local 3669, Jake Romans.
Let's go. W unions. Can we get W unions in the chat?
Hello, everybody. So, my name is Jacob Romans. I am the president of 3669 at the Minneapolis VA. I'm also a registered nurse there. And I'm proud to say that we are currently the largest AFG local in the state of Minnesota. Do you guys know Secretary Collins? Doug Collins? Familiar with? Yeah. So he came to the VA today. Yeah. The union actually heard about it from congressional staffers. Leadership knew about it, and they didn't say anything to anybody. We were the ones that told employees so they could prepare. What are they hiding? They signed non-disclosure agreements last month, so they couldn't say anything. That's why they couldn't tell the employees that he was coming today.
What the hell?
The employees and the veterans deserve to know when the head of the agency is visiting, he is beholden to them.
Yeah.
Where do his loyalties lie? With Trump and Musk, or with the veterans? I think we know the answer. Secretary Collins was also asked about the 83,000 job cuts in front of the Senate Veterans Affairs Committee last week. He claimed that the 83,000 number is made up to fearmonger. He's the one that told us it was going to be 83,000. If anybody should take responsibility for fear-mongering, it is him. But he won't. Because in the same VA committee questioning, he doubled down and said we're terminating 15% of our employees. That's about 83,000 people. It's clear that he is not up to the task of leading an entire department. if he is willing to throw employees and veterans under the bus just to appease Trump. Brothers and sisters, we are in an unprecedented time. It requires everyone speak out and stand up.
Oh yeah!
This is why you are all here. That's why we'll continue to fight. But this is not enough. We need as many people as possible to resist this fascist takeover of our country. The real power does not lie with billionaires, does not lie with Elon Musk, not Secretary Collins, and not Trump. The real power lies in the people. We have a responsibility to use this power to inspire our friends, family, and co-workers to stand with us in solidarity. In the words of Senator Bernie Sanders, fight for somebody you don't know. We are in this together, we will fight this together, and we will win this together.
Thanks, Jake.
Someone said fire Trump.
All right, part of President Trump's so-called big, beautiful budget is to cut Medicaid, a program that countless working Americans depend on. Our next scheduled speaker, Simone Blaylock, unfortunately had an emergency that kept her away today. Simone is a mother and home care worker who relies on Medicaid to care for her son. She is a member of SEIU Healthcare in Minnesota and Iowa, a union of 50,000 healthcare workers across the state. But here to relay her comments is her friend and SEIU organizer, Tavana Johnson. Welcome, Tavana, to the stage.
How y'all doing out there? All right, I hope I can do Simone's speech justice. Like Bernie said, she couldn't be here today due to medical issues, and that's a testament of why we need hands-off Medicaid.
Yeah!
Hello, everyone. I'm honored to be here with you all today, fighting back against attacks that will hurt our families. My name is Simone Blaylock, and I've been a home care worker for 18 years, caring for my son Xavier. He has a chromosome disorder and an intellectual disability, and he is on the autism spectrum. I am a member of SEIU Healthcare Minnesota and Iowa, a union of over 50,000 healthcare workers, and I'm here today to talk about how devastating cuts to Medicaid would be to my family and thousands of families like mine across the state. Every day I take care of Xavier, getting him up, dressed, ready for school. I ensure his personal needs are taken care of, things like eating and bathing so he can get out of the house. I am in almost daily contact with teachers, doing things like making appointments and getting him around. I have to be with him all the time so he stays safe. All of his care is possible because of Medicaid. Imagine you have a child or parent or needed round-the-clock care in order to stay in their home. Unless you're so rich you can afford every cent of that from your own pocket, that is often Medicaid. And now Republicans are voting to cut that. Is that okay?
No!
I said, is that okay?
No!
Damn right it ain't. In addition to my son, I have gotten care through Medicaid for care for myself. I have multiple health issues like a brain tumor, diabetes, and high blood pressure that I'm trying to keep in line. If health care is cut for me, it wouldn't be just bad for my health, it could make it harder for me to take care of my son. Yesterday, the news said over 8 million people could lose their health care if this bill passes. Are we going to let them cut Medicaid and hurt our families? No. Are we going to let them cut Medicaid and hurt our families? No. Medicaid means keeping families healthy. Medicaid means ensuring care for Minnesotan parents, grandparents, and kids who need quality caregivers. These proposed cuts, all to fund cuts for billionaires, could mean waves of people getting hurt. It's time to tell them loud and clear, no cuts to Medicaid for any reason, and especially not for some CEO can buy his second yacht. To close, those, I want you to join me, and so that we are so loud that they hear us all the way in DC. Hands off Medicaid! Hands off Medicaid! Hands off Medicaid! Hands off Medicaid! Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Tavana, for bringing us
Live in
Simone's
St. Paul,
words.
Minnesota, guys.
Now, at this time, there's an important action you can take right now to tell your member of Congress, no more cuts to Medicaid. Our organizers are out in the crowd right now with QR codes that will take you to a click to call link and for ways we can all keep in touch and take action. So look around you, look for one of those QR codes, use your camera to take a picture, and let's work to stay in touch and stay in solidarity. The Trump administration's attack on working people reaches across geography and sector. While President Biden pushed through the largest infrastructure package in a generation,
W. Biden.
President Trump is doing everything he can to take that investment away, to give billionaires a tax cut they don't need.
The Republican strategy.
Joining us to talk about how these attacks are impacting workers in the construction industry is the business manager of LIUNA Local 563, my friend Joe Fowler.
Hey guys, is the stream stable? Let me know in the chat. Let me get a plus if it's stable. Pretty hot out here.
Hello everyone, thank you for coming out today on what is a beautiful and very warm day
It is
to all
hot.
stick together in solidarity and fight back against the billionaire takeover of our economy and our country. My name is Joe Fowler and I'm the business manager of Laborers Local 563, representing more than 10,000 members throughout Minnesota and North Dakota, and we're here standing in solidarity with you against the billionaire cronies trying to take over our country and the economy that is hurting us currently and doing good for them.
Thank you.
We are here standing with our immigrant brothers and sisters who are in fear every day if they can just make it home from their job, the job they're trying to show up for every day, work hard, get a fair day's pay for a fair day's work without wage theft, and be able to make it home to their family that they're trying to provide a better living for. For those folks, we are here standing with you, and to you, we say hands off our immigrant community. For our brothers and sisters in the federal government and any part of our industry that are getting ready to lose their jobs possibly, their collective bargaining rights, all of which would be happening right now if we didn't have some very steadfast supporters in different attorney generals, including our own soldier right here in Minnesota, Keith Ellison, our partner keeping you safe. It wasn't a month ago I was with the AFG and several of our other trade union friends and union labor friends over at the Veterans Home, where they're trying to fight to take, I should say the government is trying to fight to take those jobs away. Up to 1,500 to 2,000 of them right here in Minnesota and tens of thousands across the country. Right now, that is on a stay because of what the judicial system has done. But without that, don't mistake it. The federal government is trying to do a war on our veterans and take away their ability to have their first line of defense. The first phone call they make is to a lot of those AFGE folks on the phone saying, I need help. Where do I go get that help? How do I get that help? Well, if that person isn't there to answer the phone because they've been laid off or they had a reduction in workforce, you're hurting our veterans. Veterans who we swore that we would protect because they protect us. Some of them have given everything, many of them have given a lot, and their families have given just as much when they went overseas, deployed, many of them multiple times. To those folks, we stand with you. I'm going to talk about things we don't need here. What we don't need is a billionaire handout, another billionaire, multi-millionaire tax break. We don't need a $22 million estate tax giveaway, because I bet nobody in here has $22 million in the state that they got to worry about taxes on. None of our working families have that. Only the rich and the ultra rich have that. We love capitalism in the construction industry, but there is a way to make sure it is fair. There is a way to make it equitable so that the working middle class, those who we're here to defend, those who made this country what it is, those who make it proud to be something a part of, are protected and get their fair share. That is possible. And to that, we are asking our friends, both in legislature,
Minnesotans count on, deserve, and have earned and should get every single day. But when there's impacts to SNAP and human service cuts, it hurts our counties and it hurts our communities.
Yes.
Much of the federal funding for critical programs like SNAP, housing assistance, and child care subsidies goes to counties to administer. And there are thousands and hundreds of our union members across the state that provide those vital services every day. But when these federal cuts come and start taking these jobs, those services cannot be provided. And it's Minnesotans that suffer. But it's not just Minnesotans that suffer that aren't getting those services, it's the people that are employed to give those services. And when they don't have jobs and their jobs are jeopardized, everybody is at risk. It's when real cuts are already happening at D. Layoffs have already begun with vocational rehabilitation services, which help Minnesotans with disabilities access education, employment, and independence. These workers are trained professionals who support thousands of individuals with different levels of abilities every day. And when they are cut, entire pathways to opportunities disappear for our most vulnerable Minnesotans. When federal cuts are coming down on Minitech's layoffs at the University of Minnesota, their library services across the upper Midwest are all at jeopardy. Nearly 50 staff members are potentially set to be laid off at Minitech's, the interlibrary loan system at the University of Minnesota, which services Minnesota, Wisconsin, and the Dakotas, is all at risk with these continuing federal cuts. These workers connect small-town libraries, college campuses, and major research institutions. But with these cuts, students, researchers, and everyday library users will lose access to books, resources, and knowledge that were there at the click of a button. Yes. But I want to be clear. These cuts are not efficiencies. These cuts are not belt tightening. These are pink slips and layoffs for real people with real jobs providing real services to Minnesotans that really need it. And this is why it's our voices here in events like this that matter. I want to thank the organizers of this event, all the speakers, and everybody that showed up tonight. Because this is the fight that we need to take on. This is what public pressure looks like. This is how we push back, by being loud, by being united, and being unrattled. Because when we fight together and we stand together, we win together. Thank you.
St. Paul, Minnesota, you guys, live at the Capitol.
Finally, Donald Trump demonizing our immigrant and refugee neighbors is nothing new. However, with the full force of the federal government and nobody to steer him away, Donald Trump and ICE are literally disappearing people off the streets, regardless of their immigration status, and even apprehending U.S. citizens. This is the sort of thing that only happens in places with authoritarian governments, and it needs to stop immediately. Additionally, the Trump administration is also trying to send refugees, many of whom have been in the country for decades, back to their home countries where they face persecution or worse. Here to speak about how we can fight back is Elfreda Daniels, Executive Campaigns Manager for the Minneapolis Regional Labor Federation. Elfreda, come on up.
First, they came for the socialist, and I spoke out because I am labor. Then they came for the trade unionist, I marched. because I am labor. Then they came for Muslims. I resisted because I am labor. Then they came for me. And look, everyone is here. Speaking out, marching. Wrote the original poem in 1946 after being in prison for 7 years in concentration camps. He wrote it, as you know it, with so much regret and as a lesson for the next generation. A lesson that has been learned today. I'm proud to rewrite it with so much pride and hope in our ability to stand, resist, and unite. Good evening. My name is and I stand before you here today as a Black woman, as an immigrant, as a worker, and as someone who believes fiercely in the dignity of every single one of us. We're here in the heart of Minnesota, a state built by immigrants, shaped by the workers, and made stronger by diversity. From the meat parking plants in Worthington to janitors in the Twin Cities, from Somali entrepreneurs in Minneapolis to farm workers in Sorting, Minnesota, immigrants are the backbone of our communities and our economy. I came to this country carrying not just my dreams, but the dreams of many generations. Like so many of our people, whether from East Africa, the Caribbean, West Africa, or beyond, I came here seeking opportunity, safety, and the chance to build a life rooted in justice. And I'm proud of who I am. I am proud to be a Black immigrant woman. I'm proud to be part of Minnesota labor movement. And I am a proud Teamsters 120 member. I'm proud to be standing shoulder to shoulder with all of you today in a fight that is bigger than any one of us. Let me say this clearly. The attacks on immigrants, the hate spewed from national leaders and the Trump administration, the policies rooted in fear and racism, those are attacks on every one of us. When we demonize immigrants, they're trying to divide the working class. When they target Black immigrants at the border with violence, with deportations, with silence, they show us exactly whose lives they consider disposable. And we say, not today, not in our state, not in our country, and not on our watch. And because I know something they don't, as a proud immigrant worker, we're powerful. We're nurses, janitors, drivers, home care workers, educators. We are mothers, daughters, union stewards, and leaders. We're not just part of the labor movement, we're shaping the labor movement. And in this moment, as they try to pit neighbor against neighbor, I want all of us, Black, brown, white, native-born, immigrant, Muslim, Christian, undocumented, documented, to remember one thing. Our power is in our unity. Our power is in our refusal to allow hate to win. Our power is in showing up like we are today for each other, for justice, for love, and for the world where every worker has the right to live, work, and thrive in dignity. Minnesota is our home. The United States is our home. It became our home when they used colonization and foreign policies to kill, steal, and destroy where we once called home. And we are not going anywhere. And if they want to come for our people, they'll have to go through every one of us. So what do? We speak up, we show up,
hear it though.
Be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
Got a picket line at the state capitol, you guys.
Will never be defeated.
Labor union protest against Trump administration and Elon Musk stripping worker benefits away. Donate to the Buy Me a Coffee guys to help get me the final pieces of the equipment I need. So I can have a better connection.
Whose streets?
I appreciate you guys.
Whose capital? Our capital. Whose union? Our union. Whose schools? Our schools. Whose democracy? Our democracy. All right, my name's Haley. I'm the field director with the Minnesota AFL-CIO. Everybody yell what union or organization you're with on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Everywhere we go, people want to know who we are. So we tell them we are the union. Mighty, mighty union. Whose capital? Whose capital? Whose capital? Whose capital? What's disgusting? What's disgusting? What's disgusting? What's disgusting? Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose capital? Whose capital? Whose capital? Whose capital? All right, I'm gonna yell, what do we want? We're gonna say Medicaid. And when do we want it? Now. What do we want? Medicaid. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Medicaid. When do we want it? Now. Whose streets? Our streets. 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 Whose streets? Our streets.
You know, this is what I'm going to continue to say. It's impossible to vote Republican and support Ukraine. It's impossible. Not once, every single protest, event, action, real actions that help Ukraine have been on the left. Democrats, liberals, they all support Ukraine. It's not even a question.
Get up off of that loop.
So many people.
Healthcare's got a ton, and I think it's all of
No justice, no peace.
Pretty cool event.
Thank you so much.
Pretty
Please
cool event.
scan the QR codes before you leave. Make sure that
Solid.
you stay connected so that you can continue
Focused.
to do the good work with us after today is done.
One round
Thank you
of
so
speakers, not 3. My
Please
goodness.
feel free to keep your signs for the next one. Thank
There
you
will be
so
more.
much. Thank you.
And there will be more. Everybody put a plus in the chat. I hope it worked out in the end for the stream. It was hot out, choppy coverage. Again, support the Buy Me a Coffee link, you guys. I'm independent completely. I know I've taken some time back, but I've been trying to focus more on IRL coverage, doing my own thing. People of all ages. Pretty cool event though, you guys. For work, I've covered a few workers' protests now. I've covered a few now. Of course, thank you. When you think about it, when you really think about it, when you don't have to think about it too hard, it's like you got two. Good to see you. You got two issues in the United States. You got the Republican Party that does absolutely fucking nothing for workers, like absolutely nothing, but they lie and they convince a lot of the working class to vote for them. And then you got the Democratic Party that doesn't do enough, but they you know, unequivocally do more. You know, it's like that's the issue for everything. I think it's like they need to do more. You know, they're kind of weak to Republicans, and that's like the issue. And it is an issue. Then it's a valid concern. Like, yes, the Democratic Party does more for everything, to be honest. But it needs to be more though, and it's like slow moving and the Republicans are able to strip away too many rights and benefits, and the Democratic Party is not standing up against them strong enough. But it's like a catch-22, because it's like, you know, it's either you get nothing from the Republicans, which we're living right now, nothing, and everybody loses except for the ultra rich and the cult of the MAGA. And then you have Chuck Schumer. You have some voices, though, that are doing well. You have some voices that are doing better, but that's just the reality of it. It's just true. Can't understand. It's too chopped up. It'll be fixed after the broadcast of the Capitol's tough. Broadcast of the Capitol is tough over there. The service is not good. We've had the most amount of protests at the Capitol this year, and it is the most difficult place to stream from. Like all time most difficult place to stream from. Democrats are corrupt as hell. Facts, provide facts. I don't give a shit about your feelings. Provide facts. Where's the corruption? Where's the fraud? Show me. Don't tell me about it. Don't say Laura Loomer told me. Cat Turd posted a hot take today. Morons, dude. So I've also had to take a step back, because like the stupidity all around, everyone, collective stupidity. Not my community though. My community's not stupid. Everyone else is. But no, as I was saying though, I said the problem in the United States, it'll show up after the stream posts. But the problem in the US is the Republicans do nothing for the working class. They lie, though. They lie in their propaganda that they're helping. So they convince a lot of the people to vote for them, but they do nothing, and then they help the billionaires and the ultra-rich. And the Democratic Party does, but then they're too weak to Republicans. When Republicans are doing their propaganda nonsense, oftentimes Democrats will like capitulate for political points or whatever. Like, so they're worried about their seat. So if they play hardball, the Republicans will do a propaganda on them and like have their rabid cult supporters like attack their family, literally, like physically attack them and shit. But that's still no excuse. So it's like, it's wild because, yeah, in order to get like at least something, like the Democratic Party is the only one right now to get something. And they're the only ones putting things forward, but then again, they're too weak when the Republicans are stripping shit away, and then they're voting. Like the Democratic Party, Democrats should not be voting to pass a single. They should not be voting to pass a single cabinet appointee for Trump. They should not be voting to do anything for him. That man tried to subvert our democracy already once. Like that's the weakness of it. They should be doing nothing. They should be doing absolutely nothing to help any of them. We need you back. I'll be back soon. If anything, I'll make my own channel, or this is my channel, but like I'll make my Andrew Mercado channel and talk there, because then I can cover the protest. I'll always talk about it at the end, but it's mostly just not me not talking here on this channel, unless we're covering something. Tim Walz and Kamala Harris. Yeah, they were all everything that. It's like the Republicans LARP. The Republicans are LARPers, grifters, thieves. But they play on like religious, emotional bullshit and propaganda and lies about it, and then they turn people against each other. And then the Democrats, like I said, are often too weak and let that shit fly. And they shouldn't be. They should be like, no, fuck all that. They've been getting a little better, but too slow. Way too slow. But overall, though, like every time I come away from these protests, it's refreshing. It is very refreshing, seeing people fight for their workers' rights and protesting for it, because without that, it wouldn't happen. A lot of people shit on protesting, and it's so dumb, because without the protesting, there would be really, honestly, nothing. It doesn't just happen out of thin air. Like, oh, we'll manifest this. Well, if we just waited out Mercado shows concern for the working class, what kind of work does Mercado do? Well, I served 10 years in the Army. I worked 2 years at the rail yard. I framed houses for 2 years. I worked at the Minnesota State Fair in operations for many years. I couldn't finish last year because too many people and PTSD. I worked in a plant when I was 16, converting plant. We had to take laminating paper and shrink it down with an electric cutter to a specific size, and then you take that over and you put it in boxes, and then you take the box and then you send it down a laminating line, and then it laminates, and then you take that box and then you put it in other boxes, and then when that box is full, you seal it up, and then you stack the boxes on a pallet. And then you got to shrink wrap that. And I did that for like 5 years to get through high school. Did all that Bubba, little hater boy. haterade. Boy, it's hot outside. It is. Summer is here, that's for sure. It is. We're not even at the end of May, and it is full summer. Full on. Yeah, they would have turned. Yeah, they're. MAGA is the enemy, guys. They're not the. They're not just a political other side. And that's the other fact. That is the other fact. They're anti-American domestic terrorists. And that is the fact. There's no other way to put it. That is like the non-political correct way to call them exactly what they are. Without sugarcoating words. Anti-American domestic terrorists. All of them. Trumplicans, not regular Republicans, don't exist anymore. Okay, they're now they have to vote Democrat. They're extinct. They lost. MAGA took their shit, our shit, because I used to be one. But now I can't be that. I can't. It's impossible. It's done. Anyone that thinks the Republican Party's coming back or whatever after this, you're out of your mind. They're like ironically Republican in name only. Ironically Republican in name only. Very good energy at the protests. It's coursing through me. All of the anger at the administration for just flipping everything upside down for everyone. And they're still gonna have morons defend it. It's the hand on the stove. Hand on the stove. It's hot. Oh, it burned. Okay, let me put it back on again. Maybe it won't burn so bad this time. But this time because your hand didn't heal from the first time, it's gonna do probably irreplaceable damage. Well, the good news is people are like, why aren't you streaming? I've been